Hey guys, welcome to the first edition of my vlog, my YouTube series, if you can call it that, that I'm going to put out. My name is Zach Gang from Chilliwack, BC. We just blanket statement, call it Vancouver. So I go by Gengongainz on Instagram too, so if you've come across that, don't forget to go and give me a follow. You could probably get that somewhere right around there. It'll take you to a link that'll do it. So basically what I wanted to do is I wanted to create a series where I can take you guys through my prep. It's something that I wanted to do for a long time. I actually originally tried to start a prep and do the Night of Champions in 2016. So I started prepping for that and basically ran into a whole bunch of issues. I'm not going to get too far into that. I'm going to save that for potentially next week's episode or something like that. But basically what I want to do is just want to let you guys know. So what I'm doing is I am going to be competing this year. I'm going to be doing the Lee Brandt Muscle Classic as part of the Canadian Physique Alliance. Let's get that right. And basically they came into BC and I'm really stoked that they're coming in. They're going to put on some quality shows. They're the guys who run the Vancouver Pro Show, which is coming up in July as well. The Lee Brandt is March 24th. So it should be a really good show. I know a lot of guys who are competing, a lot of girls, a lot of bikini, physique. It's going to be a really great show. Lee Brandt never fails to put on a spectacular event. Some details about that event. Basically, it's going to be in New Westminster at the Massey Theatre. Really big show. Really kicks the year off. It really is the first big event of the year. So I'm really looking forward to it. There was some changes this year in BC. So what happened, I don't know all the politics. Basically some of the politics were, we were under the BC ABBA, and then the CPA came in and some stuff with the IFBB. So I don't know all the politics. Try and get more and keep you guys updated on really what's happening there, because I don't really know. All I know is I want to try and get my pro card, and this is the best way to do it. How you need to do that in BC is you need to go to the Van Pro Show. And in order to do that, I had to do the Lee Brandt Muscle Classic in order to qualify. I wasn't able to compete last year, again, with some of those issues that I had, which, again, I'll touch on a later episode. And that's really what I'm focusing on now. So I'm focusing on the Lee Brandt. How that'll play out for myself is, obviously, I'll get 10 weeks out now. So it's 10 weeks as of today. Then we'll have the Lee Brandt on the 24th. I'll take probably a week or two off. Obviously, reverse dieting, all that kind of stuff. And then from there, I'll go right back into about 14 weeks out. Really get myself back dialed in. Hopefully I don't put on too much weight after the show, but we'll see, because I've never really gotten to that point where I can get to that weight and then see what happens after. But the game plan really is Lee Brandt and then right onto the pro show. I would love to earn my pro card. Chances of that happening first year, knocking it out of the park. Bit of a long shot, but you know what? I'm a very goal-oriented person, and that's really something I'm focusing on, something I really, really do want to achieve. So if I can go out there and even make a really good impression, make a really good effort to the judges, to the fans, everybody, all my Instagram followers, all my social media presence, if I can just make an impression, that's really what I'm setting out to do. I obviously want to win. I'm a competitor by nature. But I realize you really got to pay your dues when it comes to bodybuilding, classic physique, which is what I'm going to be competing in. Any of these major disciplines, you really have to put your time in. Obviously, it's been nice having Jordan Gladman, the quad father. He's been my coach. He took me on this year, which is really cool. The guy has some titles. He's won a couple shows. He's won some overalls. He's competed since... Jordan, what'd you say? I think it's been 6 or 7 years now. So, I mean, he's really done a lot. Obviously, an old friend of mine, somebody I kind of frequently, or just recently, got back in touch with, is Matt Froze. So it's really cool to have an actual judge for classic physique, kind of being there, critiquing my posing, that type of thing as well. So having him kind of on the outskirts looking in a little bit and really giving me some pointers, as well as my prep mates, which Sanel Hodzik and Lucas Conway, those two guys, also going to be doing the Lee Brandt with me under Jordan, which is really cool. So excited to have some guys there that really push each other. I've known those guys for a while. We push each other 24/7 to really just go harder. Snell's always tagging us in food posts and stuff like that. He's kind of already at weight and really just putting on some size. So it's hard for guys like myself and Lucas who really do have to cut a lot of weight to get down to where we need to be. Me and myself, I need to get down to about 205. I started this prep at about 16 weeks out, and I believe I was at 250 or 252. And so now we're sitting at 10 weeks out. I'm sitting at 229 as of this morning. I'm on pace. I'm going to do it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's pretty much where we're at now. We've reworked kind of my diet. We've been staying on top of that to really just get everything in. Get the weight off where I need to get it off. Obviously, a little bit sooner than later is better. But we'll kind of go from there and see what we can do. Obviously, to make that weight. We've been trying to get out. Obviously, being in Chilliwack, we do have a surprising amount of gyms. There's some really great gyms out here. I know we all train out of Anytime Fitness, which is really cool. They have a great facility out here. They're opening another one on the opposite end of town as well. The owners there have been really good, kind of supporting us and what we need to do and what we've been doing. And it's a great facility all around. I mean, you can go to any gym and really get a workout in. And one of those gyms that we've been going to and we try and frequent about once a week is West Coast Iron. They're in Port Coquitlam. There's a group of five, I believe it's 5 guys who opened that gym up, and it really is a West Coast mecca for the Pacific Northwest up here in Canada. Obviously, there's there's meccas over on the East Coast, and obviously there's the mecca in California. But West Coast Iron really is that bodybuilding, that competitor nature, and it's up here. It's about 40 minutes from where we live, and like I said, we try and venture out there once or twice a week. I will have some footage up, hopefully in my next episode with some West Coast Iron footage, because that place is just unreal. It's huge. It's a massive facility, and they have everything. Any machine you can imagine, they just crush it. So, we'll touch on that on another episode, and we'll really, I'll show you guys around there because it is really, really cool. So, I don't want to take this on too long, but obviously, I wanted to just give you guys a little bit of an intro, a little bit of what I'm doing. I'm going to take you in throughout the week here with some of my meal prep, how I get that going. I keep it pretty straightforward. It's a really easy process. A lot of people who say, I can't take the time to meal prep. It takes me about an hour and a half to meal prep. It doesn't take that long. You really just need to have that mental thing where you're going, I'm going to take an extra 2 hours out of my day to get home, set everything up, and cook. It's not hard. There are some great companies, especially out here in Vancouver, that do prepare meals and do all that stuff. But if you are trying to do it on a bit of a budget, because this is expensive, it's an expensive thing to do, you can definitely cook at home. I spend about $65 every week on food, and that's really not that bad. I spend more when I'm not in prep. So again, I'll take you guys through that as we get on going down to 10 weeks. You're obviously 10 weeks out. We get further down. I'll show you how my diet changes a little bit there. I'll take you through some workouts. I do have a video I'm going to upload shortly after this as well. There's a little bit of a back day that Snell and I got in, and it was tons of fun filming. It is my first video. This is really my second video, but it's the first one you guys are going to see. So bear with me if you do have any questions, comments, anything like that. Please put it in the comment section down below. Hit me up on social media, slide into the DMs. We'll see what we can do. Obviously, I'm going to work with it. So my editing skills, obviously a little bit of lighting and stuff like that. We'll really try and work on it and get some content out. And I do have some kind of things in the works. There's a couple companies that I'd really like to work with coming up in the future here. Obviously, I'm gonna put my head down. I'm not focusing on that too much. It's really just for me keeping my headspace and really putting myself into a good position to succeed. So that said, I'm gonna check out for now, guys. We'll see you next week. Again, I'm gonna try and release these vlogs every probably Monday morning. They'll be coming out. I'm gonna try and do them Saturday evenings or Sundays when I have a bit more time, and then they'll be up on Mondays and you can check them out. So have a good one. I'll see y'all soon, and don't forget, Gengongainz, check it out. Like and subscribe down below, and we'll go from there. Sounds good, guys. We'll see you in a couple weeks.